Hello people, and welcome to Crypto Exposed. Western Union to buy Ripple ODL partner Intermex in $500 million deal. Okay guys, let's get into it. Okay, cool. So some interesting news here, and so I thought I'd cover this and just basically, go through a potential theory. Now, I do want to make this clear. This isn't me saying that this is something that's going to happen. I'm not going to try and do any kind of connecting dots or anything like that. I'm just going to show you what the basic news is and then just tell you why I think it is possible that Western Union could start to use XRP. And so, the reason is obvious. As you can see here, Western Union have basically brought a ODL partner, Intermex. And so, I'm going to just go through some of the details here, and then I'm going to explain just my thoughts in regards to this. So, let's go a bit further into the article. Okay, so it says here, Intermex has been a long-term Ripple ODL partner. The connection to Ripple's ODL service is also quite important. For context, Intermex partnered with Ripple in early 2020 to explore faster and cheaper cross-border payment solutions. While the company limited ODL use in its core Mexico market, it set up the technology in newer regions where it could present a competitive edge. With the acquisition of Intermex, Western Union will now have an active ODL user under its umbrella, something it has not fully embraced despite running trials of Ripple's technology as far back as 2015. Okay, so yeah, that was the thing that I wanted to point out. So this is the thing, right? As it said here, Western Union have actually trialed Ripple's technology as far back as 2015. So, I don't know if it's a thing where they weren't keen on it at the time. They still wasn't really too sure. Obviously, it's been a long time since 2015, and crypto has gone a long way since 2015. So there could be numerous reasons as to why they wasn't so sure about it at the time. And if you think back to 2015, I can be honest with you, I didn't even know what crypto was at that point. I didn't even know crypto existed. So you've got to understand there's a very big different time in terms of, what's happened between those 10 years now. So that's one thing that I just want to point out. So yeah, these are my thoughts. Obviously, I don't think Western Union have directly brought this to have access to ODL, etc. Because if that was the case, why wouldn't they just partner up with Ripple anyway? Why buy a whole company just to get access to ODL when they can just go and directly partner with Ripple and then start using, Ripple Pay / ODL, whatever. But I do think that it is possible that now that they're actually about to buy a company that uses ODL / Ripple payments, I do think that this could be something that they are looking at and thinking, hey, let's try this technology out. This is a company that's already utilizing it at the moment. Clearly they're happy with the service. And as I say, whatever they may have thought back in 2015, it's a very different time now. Cryptos are getting regulated. It's a lot more acknowledged. XRP is getting a lot more mainstream recognition than it originally did. So there's a lot of things now to think maybe there will be a lot more embracing of, crypto, XRP and Ripple payments / ODL, whatever, right? So I'm just thinking, is this a thing where, Western Union could start to use, XRP and Ripple payments / ODL? Because this is the other thing, right? As they start to see, Intermex running their operation. So if they do, see, okay, this is how we do business. This is what we utilize as technology to do the payment. It's faster, it's cheaper, etc. And they look at it and think, wow, that's actually pretty good. It could be that thing of, seeing it in action in this day and age. That could be the thing that makes them think, maybe we need to expand this, this ODL / Ripple payments technology, because, we're seeing it with this Intermex and it's running great. It's really running good. So it could be a thing where they see this and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, actually this is pretty good. This is actually pretty interesting. I think we should actually start utilizing this technology. I think that would be a good idea. So I don't know for sure. I'm not here to turn around and say to you guys, this is it. Western Union are 100% going to be using XRP. But I do think that this is a possibility as to them getting on that train, because, as I said before, crypto technology was in a very different place 10 years ago. So like I can understand if even at that time they were using it, I can understand if they were skeptical, right? Because, crypto was very volatile back then as well. Ripple and, the technology was still in its very early stages, even though we are still early now. There wasn't a lot of information about it, right? And so, a lot of people have thought that crypto was just going to be a fad. Right? They didn't really realize what this was going to be. And this is why we're in such a fortunate position, because we've beat the institutions, right? Like we've actually got here before the banks have got involved and all the big enterprises, etc., all the big companies, banks, governments, etc. We got there before them, which is not common. Normally it's a thing of, they're the ones who get their share first, and then you kind of come in and get the scraps of whatever they've left over. But we're in a very fortunate position because we've managed to get in before all that happens. And so, I do think you will see, like how they are now with the government and the banks, they'll start falling over themselves to start trying to utilize this technology and, provide services for it, because crypto is clearly here to stay now. Like there's no denying that. So I think this could be the start of them looking at, Ripple /XRP, ODL /Ripple payments, and thinking, oh yeah, like this is good technology. This is actually really good. Like we can see how it works. This company's been running it successfully. So yeah, we might start implementing it with, with our systems as well. So we will see, but I do think it's interesting because let's just say they were very much like anti using XRP or crypto, whatever, right? Well, why would you do the deal then? Because they're already an ODL partner. So it's like, not to say that they can't just end the partnership, that they can, but why do that when they could just go and buy a different money exchange, right? Like they could just go and buy a different company. So I don't know, like I just think that this is a possibility. I think the reason why they could be doing this is to keep on the pulse, because they know things are growing, and this is a way to not only expand their their business, but also to expand in terms of the technology as well, right? Like I think that's a very real possibility. So look, as I say, I don't want to do this as a hype post or anything like that. I just want to say the possibility is there. They've brought a company that is using Ripple /ODL payments. As we know, this technology is good. It's not like this is bad technology. I do think crypto is going to play a big part in, cross-border payments, whether it's XRP or whether it's stablecoins. Like I do think it's just going to play a part within the financial cross-border payments industry. And so I don't think it's a stretch to say these companies could be starting to look at how to adopt this technology, or get companies that are adopting this technology. Like I don't think that's a far out thing to say, right? Like I don't look at this as I'm just doing some wild conspiracy theories, like this is just like reasonable assumptions to make, right? So we'll see, but the possibility is there. So very interesting, but I'll definitely keep an eye on this, and if I see anything further, I'll be sure to update you. Thank you very much for watching this. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell. Take care.